So we're on chapter 220. No, 224. No, 214. 214. 214. Vegeta no Game. So Vegeta's Game. That is chapter 214. Volume 18, chapter 214. Fight is real when Piccolo takes off the diaper. Yep. He's bare in all his bald glory. Alright, so here we go. 213. Seems fair. 念のために聞くが貴様らUgh. they are pretty small. So nen no tameni, for the purposes of nen, which nen usually means like leftover. Oh, nen no tame is a phrase that means just to be sure. Kiku ga kisama ra. I guess Kiku is... What would Kiku mean as a noun? Well, chrysanthemum, that's not what it means here. Kiku ga kisamara. I don't know what he's trying to say with Kiku. But anyway, you guys, koko ni itai nani shi ni agatta. Like, why the hell did you come here? Is it a set sentence? No. So Kiku as a noun can also mean like an opening line. So this could be like as an opening line, just to be sure. What the hell are you guys doing here? It's not fear. No, notice these are all kind of low usage words too. Let's go with that. Let's go with opening line of a poem. What the hell are you guys like to this place? Why the hell did you come? Or for what purpose did you come? その声、そうか。ラリツを倒したのは貴様だな。So that voice, I see, the one who knocked out or took out Radish, it was you, right? Koe, voice. ラリッツが言わなかったか? Radish said it, didn't he? こいつは通信機にもなっているんだ。This is like a transmission device. 通信機. Telecommunication equipment. That too. Okay. As for this thing, he's pointing to the scouter. As for this thing, like it serves as a telecommunication device. It also serves as a telecommunication device. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Aitsu Nameku. Oh no. Here's our first mention of Namek. Aitsu Nameku Seijin daze. So that guy, hold on, Seijin means planet person. Person from the planet, yeah. So that guy is a person from the planet Namek. Namek, isn't he? Or he is. That's a statement, emphatic statement. Rashi na, it seems that way, doesn't it? Raditsu no yatsu ga yararete mo sore hodo fushigi janakatta wake ka. Okay, so Radish is Raditsu no yatsu. So Radish, even being taken out, to this extent, mysterious is not. So it's not so mysterious that Radish was taken out. Huh? Nameku Seijin from the planet Namek. Piccolo, omae mo uchujin datta no ka? So Piccolo, you're an alien too? Doride? Like, what gave it away? Doride. In accordance with? What else can this mean? Street or avenue? No. So, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. So, Sonnano? Piccolo-san? Like, is it that way? Is that so, Mr. Piccolo? I like calling him Mr. Piccolo. Okay. Wakatta zo. So, I understand. Nameku Seijin wa, as for people from the planet Namek, Nami Hazureta? Okay. Extraordinary. Nami Hazureta Sentoryoku no hoka ni mo fushigi na noryoku omotteru rashi. So it seems that they have a mysterious powers and even extraordinary battle power. Maho tsukai no yona koto ga dekiru yatsu mo iru to kiita koto ga aru. There are even people that say that those guys have, it's possible that it's like they use magic. Maho tsukai no yona, so using magic thing is possible. Guys even exist. Hearing event there is. It's awful. Dragon Ball とかいうやつを作ったのは貴様だろう. So, the Dragon Ball and things like that, guy, the one who made them, that's you, isn't it? So, you're the one that made the Dragon Balls, aren't you? ドラゴンボールのことまで知ってるのか? So, you know about the Dragon Balls? Or more literally, up until things about the Dragon Balls you're knowing? Sono Dragon Ball ga ichiban no mokutaki da. Those Dragon Balls are the number one target. Ore tachi ni yokosunda na. To us? Yokosun. I guess like hand them over. Hand them over to us. So another good example about how the English departs from this. They didn't translate this part. Those Dragon Balls are our number one aim, our number one goal. Instead, he says, why else would we bother with this dump? And then hand him over. Hey, Rev, how's it going? いくらなめく星人だってよ。一匹やそこらじゃ、俺たちにはハエみてえねえもんだぜ。Hae should be like a fly. Yep, there it is. Ikura Nameko Seijin Dateyo. Like, even if you are a person from Namek, Ikura, how many? Let's go with how many. So if you say how many Namek people, one Sokora ja. What are the, to us? It's like a fly. Okay. Again, the English decided to translate this as like slugs, since he looks like a slug, but the word here is actually fly. Sinat got hit hard today, and he's in Illinois. Oh wow. Where in Illinois is he? Do you know? Like southern, northern? Random question? No? He's up north? Oh, okay. I partly asked because St. Louis is down at near southern Illinois, so. へえ、ありがとうよ。おかげで、俺様の祖先のことが何となくわかってきたぜ。Yeah, something I've always wondered about when it comes to learning other languages and learning them. Sosen. Sosen is ancestor. Okay, so, heh, thanks. Thanks to you, my ancestry, things about my ancestors, nantonaku wakat, I've come to know things about my ancestors. How hard is it to understand the lingo stuff or whatever? Oh, you imagine that in manga and anime, the Japanese references and things you wouldn't necessarily learn in the class. Yeah, it's there is a big difference. Like starting with manga as learning is not a good choice. There's just way too many like contractions, vulgar language. It would be like trying to learn English from like watching Quentin, what's his name, Tarantino films. You know, it would just be like you would be a foul mouthed person. um, and that's if you understood what was going on. Now, conversely, a lot of Japanese classes start at the very polite level. They don't teach like you would learn if you were a child learning the language. So Japanese has a polite form and a plain form. They often start with the polite form because they want you talking politely if you should happen to run into a Japanese person. And it's much more, the differences are much greater in the Japanese language between those forms. So for instance, saying like, um, kaimono ni iku, like I'm gonna go shopping. You wouldn't say that if you were saying that to someone in general conversation. You would say kaimono ni okaimono ni ikimasu. I'm gonna go shopping. But the ikimasu makes it more polite. And unlike English, it's not just a word that you add. So, um, and then again, kind of like you say with the lingo, there's a lot of things you're going to learn and you're going to see in manga that you're not going to see under normal circumstances. Like, right, they're going to say all the time things like kisama to refer to you, and Japanese are not going to use kisama. Again, that's a pretty vulgar term. The set idioms in Japanese can be rather awkward, considering vastly different cultures. Yeah, I mean there are certainly like the idiomatic phrases like "monkeys also fall from trees." You can kind of figure that one out. There are ones where it's like, okay, I can kind of understand what that means, but then there's others where it's like, no idea what that will mean. There's a difference how you speak to peers versus older people and whatnot. Yeah, even French is like that, right? The French has the singular you and the plural you are different. Unlike English, you and you are both right. They're the same in singular and plural. In French, they're different, and you're supposed to use the plural with people that you don't know that well as a form of politeness. So you're supposed to refer to someone as vous, you, in the plural if you're not on familiar terms, and only tu, you, singular, if you're on familiar terms, and that's part of the culture. I don't know what that's like nowadays, but that's certainly how things used to be. And right, a lot with a lot of things, this stuff changes over time as the culture morphs and whatnot. But I think Japanese still has strong vestiges of all that old stuff. Same in Dutch and Italian, yeah. Obviously, you're a native English speaker. What are your thoughts on this point about how difficult weird English is supposedly versus the other languages? It is. It's. I mean, it is weird. It's very weird. English. All the exceptions, all the exceptions in forms. You need to learn from different sources, manga. Yeah, I mean that's what I think is useful, learning from many different sources. English is very much a mutt language, but to its great advantage, right? It's very adaptable and very flexible. So that weakness of being very full of exceptions, and especially with the pronunciations. I mean, so many people. I mean, you can go look up the comedy routines where someone goes through all the different pronounces of OUGH, and the ridiculous way everything is pronounced. Um, it's part and parcel of the language. Tell me about it. I had to learn it. Yeah. Now you understand those memes about people reading a word wrongly for the first time if they know it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You learned it with Dragon Ball Z and The Simpsons. There you go. You occasionally run into English second language speakers online. You can always tell almost immediately. Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult language to pick up. I mean, every language I think is difficult to really get to the native speaker level. Um, it's always made you wonder if it's like that in other language. I think so. I mean, there's always going to be something, right? That was one of the classic scenes from Inglorious Bastards, right? They're trying to infiltrate the German bar, and the one guy goofs up because he doesn't know the culture, the cultural preference to count this way as opposed to this way, right? I mean, I was familiar with that, so the moment he did it, it was like, oh shit, he's dead, right? And sure enough, that's what happened. But because that's what you learn when you take any class. Why, if you take French, it's like, well, un, deux, trois. Um, so it's just, that's just the way it goes. So there's just a lot of things like that, and that's very Japanese too. Kind of weird, makes your hand cramp. I think the Japanese also do something with like fives and tens that I don't quite follow. Yeah, if you're not used to doing that, right, it can be like, oh my, like I can't even get, I can't get my fourth finger up, so I always stop at three because it's like, ow, and my pinky starts to get in on the action. So, uh, which is also funny because I used to play. I mean, I still play the piano, but you think I would have better finger independence. It makes sense if the thumb is five. My pinky has a mind of its own. Index one. I don't know. That's how, that's I think how most North American people would count. I think I can't speak for Mexico though. Um, no, but I mean, back to the original question. There's just a lot of things in the because manga is almost majority dialogue. It's also just very complicated. You get people with sort of accents. So again, it would be like reading an English book where someone's speaking with like a Creole accent, and you're trying to read like, what the hell is guarantee, and it's like, is that what I think it means? And it would just be, it's a lot more difficult. You ever watch that YouTuber who's a polyglot and goes into VR chat and stuff? It speaks like 10 plus languages, doesn't even make sense. Yeah. Hey, more power to them. Some people's brains are just wired that way, which is pretty amazing. I'd be kind of curious, like the depth of their ability, and like, and how much of it is like survival conversation, but usually it's still pretty robust. It's pretty impressive. Okay, let's see. Ba, 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 ba. All right, Nantonaku. All right. Uh, so Piccolo here is saying thanks, like thanks to you, I know more about my ancestors. Somehow I've like learned something. He's definitely not native level and everything, and sometimes he kind of has to feel his way through it first. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I think I think one thing I like learning about the Japanese language and the French language is learning about the culture, because they go hand in hand, really. Um, that's one fun thing. Like if you go read um, children's books, especially like fairy tales and things like that, or like the common stories that they tell children, suddenly lots of things will start making sense, especially stuff you see in Japanese video games. You're like, oh, that's the obsession with mushrooms, and like a million other things. There's a moment when visiting a cafe at weekends, you end up speaking 4 languages simultaneously with 4 different people. That is kind of bonkers. What is that? English, German, Italian, and French? Latin? Like this guy, this archaeologist came in, said he was with a TV show, and he just started speaking Latin. All right. Yeah, that's right. It's only useful for the archaeologists. Yep, Indiana Jones. Except he couldn't remember that Jehovah was spelled with an I. Dating apps can have Latin as spoken language. Wow. That's suddenly like the app tells you, we've found 4 people matching your criteria. Yeah, I took Latin in high school too. It was good. Very different, very different construct, although kind of similar in a way to German. Studied for 5 years, but never spoken. We have found ye a maiden, my liege. Yeah, wouldst thou like to swipe? Wouldst thou swipest rightest? Was mostly written in from translation. Yeah. Yeah, it is not. It is not really like a normal foreign language. Hmm. You wish you knew more Greek. Is that like modern Greek or like Koine Greek? All right. だが、残念だったな。ドラゴンボールを作ったのは、この俺様じゃない。Okay. However, it's regrettable, but the one who made the Dragon Balls, it's not me. As for me, 俺は戦いの方が専門なんだ. As for me, fighting, the way of fighting is my specialty. Ancient preferably, but that's as bad as German or Latin for weird grammar. It is. It is. I briefly looked at classical Greek. I got as far to learn about the origin of the term hoi polloi, and then that was about it. Hai mitai na mon kadoka, whether or not we're like flies. Tameshite miyagare. Come try and test it. Or test it out. Ja. Kami-sama? Lord Kami. 知らなかった。この私が宇宙人だったとは。Okay. 知らなかった. Did not know. I am an alien. I did not know that I am an alien. 通りでみんなとちょっと違うかなって。So again, Toride is like according. We just saw it. I guess I didn't save it. No, I did. In accordance with. Like in accordance with that, with everyone a little bit different, like that's what I guess I noticed. You noticed I'm a bit different from everyone. Oh boy. Oh, I guess that's a good question. If you really focus on learning one language, one other language, what would it be? Obvious, my choice is Japanese. I still try to keep up my French though, but I've definitely lost a lot of vocabulary with French. その昔ドラゴンボールを作ったのは確かにこの私だ。だが、初めて作れたのに妙に懐かしい感じがした。You're tempted to say Japanese, it would be smart to say Spanish. I kind of feel the same way. But, eh. Given the history of learning French, I imagine learning Spanish at this point would be not easy, but certainly easier. Easier than Japanese, that's for sure. Okay. So as for making Dragon Balls that long ago, certainly that was me. However, the first time I made them, a strange nostalgic feeling there was. おそらくナメック星という星にも誰かが作ったドラゴンボールのようなものがあったらのだろう. Alright, so he's basically saying, like, maybe there's a very similar type of thing made on the planet Namek. So, perhaps on this planet, even on this planet called Namek, somebody made things like the Dragon Balls. Maybe that's what it is. Toi Sosen, so a faraway ancestor, no Kyoku, the memory of a faraway ancestor, ga watashi ni mo nokotte ita no da. Like, even in me, perhaps is remaining some memory from some distant ancestor. We get a picture of the Dragon Balls in the background. Okay. Wow. Okay. The good news is this is going to pick up. ドラゴンボールのことなど教えるもんかって感じだな。いいだろう。力すぐでも言わせてやる。Okay. So, like, things about the Dragon Balls, like, won't you teach us sort of feeling? Oh, like, why would you tell us about the Dragon Balls? It's that sort of feeling, huh? Fine then. Like, we'll show you our strength soon enough. Peep, peep, peep. So the scouter is listing it off. What is that? 981、1220、1083. So those are the numbers of their strengths. バカめ、その程度の戦闘力で俺たちに歯向かうつもりか? So 歯向かう is to, like, oppose. Yeah. To oppose, to strike back. I'd say that I'd learn my local dialect, which I understand but not speak. Oh, really? What is that? The local dialect? Need more caffeine? Like, what, these guys to get those numbers up? You see him drinking like a Red Bull. The number, like, it's over 9,000. That would be that would be the appropriate Red Bull ad. Like, fools! That extent, or like with that extent of battle power against us, you intend to oppose us with that extent of battle power? Brussels dialect. Oh, okay. A weird mix of Dutch and French. Oh, interesting. I I got to visit I got to visit Brussels uh December 2019 because it was I remember hearing about China COVID, and then right it wasn't that's when it started to get into the news, and I'm like, I'm going on international travel. I did not get to speak much. I walked around for a bit. I was visiting NATO, and we did go to the NATO restaurant. They spoke French, and so I ordered in French. It went fine, but I didn't really get to interact with anyone much. Yeah, yeah, there is a nice new building. It was incredible. You got drunk off on Leffe when you were visiting? I don't recall that I had any. Um, I so hold on a second. This is classic. Um, I got in like a day early, or weird given the timing of everything. It's always weird when you travel across the Atlantic. Here, Brussels. What's the name of the giant metal geometric thing? It's like on the northwest side. Oh, the atomium. Yes. So here, what's funny is I brought up the map of Brussels, and it is an icon on the map, not the Ping Kid. No. So let me see if I can find it. So I took an Uber to the atomium. That's cool. It is actually that three-dimensional structure. It's huge. Um, and then I walked. I walked all the way over to the Parc du Cinquantenaire. So it was from here to here. Here, let's get some directions. And we're gonna go to here. And now we're gonna move this to walk. And then we're gonna pull it down through here because I went through the center of Brussels. So it was about 10 kilometers. It was far. I may have seen the Pink Kid. I can't remember. This was also in December. Part of it was because I was playing Pokemon, and I wanted to just catch some Pokemon. Anyway, okay, sorry. I'm very very this dialogue is not conducive to focusing on reading. Oh, but okay. So one of the other things was right. I came in like, ooh, I'm in Brussels. Um, I so on that walk, and I pass all these like pommes frites places. I'm like, what's the deal with all the pommes frites? And I asked later, and they're like, oh yeah, it's a thing here, and blah blah blah. Um, I was smart enough not to call them French fries. Of course, they're like, we don't call them French fries either. That was classic. Uh, what was the other thing? There were a couple other weird things that kind of just popped up, but Okay. Nappa Scoutta o Hazuse. Say, hey Nappa, take off your scouter. No muscles? No. In fact, I don't think I even ended up having pommes frites. Nani? What? So he's taking off his scouter. There are some good Belgian free places out there, but most are tourist scams. Yeah, I passed, like, because I was walking through some, like, neighborhoods. Like, I was clearly, especially when I went south from the Atomium, um, I was getting into some, like, I won't say sketchy neighborhoods, but they were clearly, like, just more, like, purely residential. And then there'd be, like, a cafe on the corner. And as I passed by, I looked in, and it was all locals. I was like, okay, well, like, that looked like it might be good. But anyway, こいつらは、こいつら戦いに応じて戦闘力を変化させるんだ。Okay. Ojite. Okay, so as for these guys, meaning these guys, 戦いに in battle をして戦闘力を変化させるんだ。Their battle strength is modified, like, in response in battle. I think that's what he's saying. In other words, right, the battle numbers change. こんな数字はもう当てにはならん. So these sort of numbers, as for them, they're no longer ataniwa. Not to be relied on. Ataniwa naranai means not to be relied on. So we can't rely on these numbers. Ooh. So we still have not yet gotten to Vegeta's game. そういや、そうだったぜ. Yeah, that's right. And that's pretty much what Nappa says here. That's right. Yeah, take that, Radish. Yowamushi. Oh. Yowamushi Raritsu no Bakawa. That idiot weakling Radish. As for him, Sukauta no Suji ni yudan shite yarare yagata yo na mon datta karana. I wonder if that's why that weakling idiot Radish was taken out, because he was unprepared because of the scouting numbers. Okay. Yowamushi Raritsu dato? Like, what? Weakling Radish, you said? Raritsu te Goku to omae no futari ga gakari de yatto taoshita teu yatsu? Taoshita teu Saiyajin daro. Okay, so the key verb there is futari gakari, which is like fighting them both at the same time. Oh. Hmm. Okay. so like, speaking of Radish, you and Goku both together, um, like in the end, taking out that Saiyan, right? That was him. Dot dot dot. Yowamushi ka? A weakling, you say? Haha. Solda. Okay. Solda. It is that way. Chotto koitsura no otenami o haiken sasete morao ka? Kitto Dragon Ball no koto mo shaberu ki ni naru daro ze. Okay. Ote Nami. Okay. Show me what you got. Haiken is to like look at. Okay, so a little bit these guys is show them what you got. Show me what you got. Um like shall we see what these guys can do? Certainly even things about the Dragon Balls, shaberu ki ni naru. Maybe they'll want to maybe talk about the Dragon Balls then. Shaberu ki, a wanting, sorry, a spirit of speaking. It will become perhaps. Oi, nappa, sai oh boy. Saibai man ga ato rokutsubu hodo atta daro dashite yare. Okay. Hey Nappa, Saibai man? Okay. Saibai is cultivation, like agriculture. Saibai man ga ato. He's saying, like, aren't there 6 seeds of the Saibai man left over? Throw them out. Like, or like throw them out, or toss, like, not like throw away, but like bring them out. Asobi ga sugida na Vegeta mo. So playing, you like playing, don't you, Vegeta? Okay. Saibaimon? Nani sore? What is that? Goso. Okay. Ato, tashika ni roku tsubuda. Like, yep. Certainly 6 of them, 6 seeds there are. I think tsubu is seeds. It's either seeds or grains. Yeah, grains. Or a counter for 6 small round objects, including grains, seeds, pills, and drops. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. I don't know how... something tells me it is not Rokutsubu. Something, it may be something like Muitsubu. I don't know how to find that out quickly. Japanese counting with Tsubu. No, not Tsubo. Okay, here we go. Tsubu. Nope, it's Rokutsubu. At least according to the first blog that I came across. Oh no, I'm sorry. More insomnia. Well, I'll do my best. You guys are just trading places. Have a good one, Coffee. Sorry this chapter took a while. Yeah, I was gonna say. Don't worry, time team. We're gonna be doing time team in a little bit, so maybe that'll help. この土ならいいサイバーマンが育つぜ. So, if it's this earth or if it's this ground, good Saibaimon will be raised. Poto? Poto? Za. Polta? Polta? So that's dripping some sort of liquid, perhaps water. Poi! Throws it away. Yosh! Alright. Nandatten da yo? What are they doing? Boko. 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 The time team intro has woken you more than once. Dun 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 dun. Goo goo goo. Well, here we go. Gue. These are Saibaimon. He Kimi no waru yatsura da na. So those are Kimi is like mood, sensation. So like those guys have a bad vibe. Kimi no warui. That is not. Damn it. Screenshot saved. Thanks, OneDrive. 標的はあの3人だ. So as for targets, those three guys. 痛めつけてやれ、Saibaimon. Go attach pain. Itatsuke. Oh, itame. Itame tsukete. Itame tsukeru is to rebuke, taunt, give a good shaking, knock about, torment, or punish. So basically, go torment them. The Argonauts movie from the 50s. Is that the Release the Kraken one? The Attack of the Titans? Koitsura kekko dekiru ze. They do kind of have like a 50s or a 60s sci-fi vibe to them, like a Doctor Who villain. Oh yeah, the scatter the Hydra's teeth and make the sky. Okay, koitsura kekko dekiru ze. So these guys are like splendidly possible. No, the forms. Wait a minute. I'm not quite sure what to make of that. Anyway, sono yo dana. It seems that way. Kekko dekiru ze. Huh? Aha! Oh, look! Tenshin Han, Chaozu mo, and Chaozu too. Now it's 5-on-6. Oh, and Yamcha. Oh, look at that. Perfect. 6. Oh, to. Yo! Osoko natta na. Sorry I'm late. Yamcha-san! There's a game about the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. Alright. And it's by Sega? That's awesome. It's not a parody? She's hosting a murder mystery party. Okay. Okay, so it's not actually murder. They're playing a game. And it's free? Oh, okay. That's why. That's funny. That's really funny. Oya oya, sochi mo takusan o demashita na. Demashidana? Odamashidana. Odamashidana. Odemashi. Appearance. Okay, so oya oya, sochi mo takusan odamashita na. Dana. I think oya oya is just kind of like hey hey. Yeah. Like oh my. Sochimo, so that direction, or you guys, many of them appearing. Zako domo ga. Zako is like small fry. Yeah. Like he's saying they're small fry. Futari ja nakata no ka? Futari ja nakata no ka. Is it not two? Saiyajin te no wa, as for the Saiyans. Ma, iroiro atte ne, fuete mitai. Atte ne. It seems they've increased. Ropiki ka, six of you, huh? And again, piki is like small animals. Ropiki ka, omoshiroi, interesting. Chodo Saibaman to onaji kazu. Exactly the same number as the Saibaiman. Doda, well then. How's this? Kisamara kochi no hei to ippiki zutsu jun ni tatakatte minka. Why don't each of you try to take on one of our soldiers? Game da. It's a game. Game da to kuredan yatsu domo da. So a game, you say. Like, you're how foolish, or you're a fool. Sonna mawari kudoi koto nanzo yamete ikki ni kata o tsuke yagare. That's sort of a mawari kudo. Oops. Mawari kudoi is roundabout. Kotonan. So that's sort of a roundabout or indirect sort of thing. Stop. And immediately, or in one breath, kata otsuke yagaru. Like, put your shoulder into it. Kata o otsuke. Kata otsuke. And settle it. Okay, I swear we're getting to some fighting. Ma, ii janai. Kochi ni totte wa koutsugo da yo. Like, hey, this is fine, isn't it? For us, taking as for that, it's koutsugo. It's favorable. Goku no yatsu mo mada kite nai koto da shisa. So Goku is still hasn't arrived, or still not coming. Ii daro kono ore kara yatte yaru. Enough. Kono ore kara. If it's me, like, I'll do it. Sa kakatte kita. Well, like, get ready, I'm coming. Yeah, come at me. Come at me, bro. Da ha 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 ha. あいつ栽培マンがどんなに強いか知っ ったら、ぶったまげやがるぜ。お、ぶったま。Tamage. Tamageru is to be astonished. To be startled. Okay, so these guys, or those guys, the Saibaimon, like, however, something about, like, not understanding the strength, they're going to be surprised. They're going to be surprised at how strong they are. こっちのやつから行け。こっちのやつから行け. Like, from this one, go. 思い切りやるんだいいな. If you go at it with all your strength, that's fine. Or in other words, like, do it. Go at it with all your might. Ten-san, gambatte. Do your best, Ten. Okay. Ki. Ke. Yeah. So here it comes. Tswa. Bi. Sha. Yeah. Ew. Paka. Booba. So here we go. It cracks open its skull, and apparently there's no brain in there, and spurts out some sort of liquid. Sha. Wah! So they all jump out of the way. Basha. Shoo. Ju. Gigi. So some sort of horrible acid. Ha! Not sure what this is supposed to be. Don. Dosa. Thud. Nandato. Like what? Yatta! He did it. Sasuga Tenshinhan daze. As expected from Tenshinhan. Kukuku. Ore no omotta tori skoshi wa tanoshimase kuresou da. So more than as I thought. Omota tori. So like as thought. As for a little bit. Tanoshimasete kuresou. It seems like we'll be entertained, or seems like we'll look forward to this or have fun. Seems like we'll have fun. Okay, that's the end of the chapter. Only took like 2 hours. Tsugi wa sono 215 215 Yamcha no Yokan. Oh, poor Yamcha. Oh, Yamcha's premonition. It's my premonition.